Hello and welcome to Keith's 5 Adventures. We're so glad you are here. This is not an easy video for us to make. We really prefer to share tips and positive things and the fun we're having and the great adventures. But for the last year and a half, our adventures have come to a screeching halt. And the reason? Excessive frame flex or cracks in our frame. Yes, you heard that right. So today, by popular request, frequent request, people want to know, what did you see in your RV? What did you go through? How did Grand Design help you? And we're definitely going to go through all of that today, show you pictures and videos of what we've seen, and also some of the negative things that have happened. And quite frankly, we are at this point, this is October 1st, 2024, we are wanting out of this RV. So we want to move on, and we're excited to move on. So with that being said, let's go back in time to when it all started. Around April of 2023, we had noticed a small amount of rubbing in the bedroom, and I wasn't sure what it was, and I had heard some rumblings about something called frame flex or upper deck flex at that point. So this is in the cabinet on the passenger side. You can see something, some dust here, not sure, but it was a couple of maybe questions on Grand Design groups on Facebook, but everybody was always saying it's rare and you know it's a bunch of misinformation, it's rumors. But regardless, we registered for the 2023 National Rally. One of our requests was looking at possible front cap separation, a lot of movement in front bedroom cabinets. So we put that down as our request in April, just to have them look at it while we're there in Indiana in case we had frame flex. Weren't sure, hadn't heard a whole lot about it at that point. Fast forward to June of 2023, we left on a long trip to Colorado from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And around Amarillo, I was following Brian in the Momentum with my Jeep, and I noticed something strange with how the RV was moving. Something just seems off. It was really, the back of the RV was tracking off to the side, and it was very windy that day, but this just didn't seem right. So we found a little pull off and we looked at the RV, and this is what we found. Okay, here's what we got. Now we need a welder. Broken leaf hanger. Broken leaf spring hangers. It was kind of shocking. So what we ended up doing was U-turning and heading back into Amarillo to the Love's travel stop. It was about 110 degrees, really awful weather, too hot to be outside. We backed it in to a spot because we were going to just stay there at the Love's until we figured out what to do. And I went up into our bedroom, and that's when I saw major damage, not just a little bit of sawdust. I had just re-wallpapered the bedroom, and there was major damage. The wall in relationship to the countertop of our nightstand was moving at almost 1.5 inches. And then that was up and down movement. And then there was a front to back movement that was, I don't remember, I'll have to show you the photos, maybe 1/2 inch or so. The wallpaper was scraped off, and I mean, it was kind of nice because I could actually measure exactly what type of movement we were having, and it made it visualize that, wow, there was a big problem. And also I opened the cabinets and it was like piles of sawdust. And in fact, when I opened it, I was kind of hit in the face with flying sawdust. It was just everywhere. Yeah, what a nightmare. So here is the inside of the cabinet, and you can kind of see here how much sawdust is in here. We don't carry a lot in the front of our RV. We never have. But look at this. Look at all this sawdust. We were trying to find a solution to the leaf spring hangers, and we reached out to the SRT that we had met at the rally recently, and basically the SRT had us ratchet strap the axle on, and we found a trailer shop who re-welded the suspension, put brand new hangers on, and we were good to go. And then we texted and said, hey, we're not sure about this, but can you please let us know from these photos if we can take this to the Grand Design Rally that's coming up. Got approval from Grand Design to come to our home. What the heck? And this is only because he lives about 45 minutes away, and he was able to pop in on the way to other places he was going. He came in and looked at the RV and said, I need to take down the pylon and I need to check your lag bolts. And so we were like, woo, wow, this is so amazing. Grand Design is at our house. We feel so lucky and so blessed. This is great. And so what he did was he put in longer and thicker lag bolts. He did point out that one of the lag bolts was missing in the very forward door side of our Momentum. He put them in, we were super excited, super grateful, and said, you are good to go to the rally. It shouldn't move. And I said, are you sure it's safe? And he said, yes, it's safe. You don't have anything to worry about. You know, we've had a couple of them I've seen and replaced the lags, and then they're good to go. And so we were like, awesome. So glad you came, because we're about to tow this RV 1,100 miles to Indiana for the National Rally. So now it's August 2024, and we are towing to the National Rally. I mentioned putting some masking tape on the wall to check for movement, and then let him know when we got there if we were still seeing movement. And remember, we had put down the movement as one of our 3 service requests. So we felt confident that they were going to take care of us and probably take us right into the service center, because they have the service center reserved for people with major issues in their RV. And this is a major issue. So we told, hey, it's still moving. Do you think we should have them look at it? And he said, you know what? I want to take care of you. So why don't you take it back home, 1,100 miles, and I will get this fixed at home in our home dealership. That way you don't have to leave the RV. And, you know, we were thinking, this is great. He's taking care of us. I have no doubt that pulling it home even further damaged our RV even more. They had appointments available at the service center in Indiana, and yet they had us drive all the way back to Texas with frame brakes. You know, we just didn't realize it at the time, how serious it was. And Grand Design should have known how serious it was. But yet, they sent us back home. So we got home, more movement, more sawdust. We contacted multiple times. So this was the end of August when he told us to go home. So we had all of September we're waiting and wondering, and most of October where we're waiting and wondering, and we can't use our RV because it's got frame issues and we know this. And so that was a very frustrating time for us. So finally in October, says, I've got an appointment for you next week. Can you drop the RV off to Sanger McLean's, and I will be working on fixing any frame issues you may have. So we drop it off at McLean's, and it takes about a week. We get a few photo updates when I text to say, how's it going? And basically what he did was welded in what he called the kit. It was 2 larger gussets in front of the propane with like an angle iron going down from that triangle and up to the sill plate. And I don't know, I know our sill plates were cracked. I don't know if he like welded them or what, but we had 4 cracks. We had 2 sill plate cracks, and then we had 2 cracks all the way across the gussets that are in front of the propane. The other thing we noticed after we got the RV back was that on the door side, they drilled all new holes. And the reason was the other new and longer lag bolts had all backed out and were loose. But it turns out they didn't replace all of the lag bolts. They replaced all of them, but left 3 originals in place. And also, they had the new holes drilled next to it, and I had a little borescope, and I wanted to see what happened when those other screws were in the hole. So I stuck the borescope in there, and you can see that basically the pine that these screws are anchored into was just obliterated. It was just a big gaping hole there. So yeah, that's what they did. They did the gussets. They did take the cap off. They put the cap back on. When we got back, we saw that it was a horrible job sealing the cap back on. I went into the bedroom and there were staples everywhere, metal shards. It took me weeks of vacuuming and using magnets to make my bedroom livable. Without getting shards of metal in my feet. So, very disappointing. We were kind of disgusted at how our RV was treated. We ended up having to reseal most of the trim and everything, and just weren't happy. And the other thing, our furniture was still broken. It was all wonky, and you open it up and like nails and screws and the internal parts broken. Our bed was broken. My husband had to fix that. So the whole front is just completely messed up. Not to mention, I had to remove all of the wallpaper. And so you could see the marred wallpaper from before. It had just scraped the wall. So you walk into the bedroom and it's basically ruined. There's nothing relaxing about sleeping in the bedroom. Plus the sawdust everywhere. It's on our bed. It's in every cabinet. It's in the air. We're breathing it. Can't be good for you. Cabinet, and you can kind of see here how much sawdust is in here. We don't carry a lot in the front of our RV. We never have. But look at this. Also, when they were fixing our RV at McLean's, they discovered that the bedroom slide up there, when they're doing all of their fixing, it had broken columns. So we were told that it would need to be ordered, then would come to our house again and fix the slide. So this was October. So we waited November, December, and finally in January, he comes to the house, pulls the slide column off and replaces it. But yeah, the slide was broken because of all of the movement. So we were assured this kit was going to be the end all of our frame issues because he had gone in and welded it and everything was supposed to be great. Well, it wasn't. Next, we basically contacted someone at Grand Design, and she had come out to us at the next rally we were volunteering at. And he came in, remeasured. We had 0 flex, so everything was great. And so he fixed all the seal at the top and said we were good to go, because guess what? The next rally that we were volunteering at was in Canada. So we had a long journey, and so we wanted to make sure this rig was safe. He sat me down, showed me pictures in his trailer of what they had done inside our RV, because it was all a mystery. We never got to see any photos. And then assured me that he would pull this RV behind his family. So off we went to Canada.
Howdy. We're in Canada.
Yay!
That's awesome.
So before we went to Canada, from Grand Design checked in on us, said, how are we feeling about our repair? And I said, I feel good about the repair, but I'm not happy with how destroyed the bedroom is. I would really like the bedroom furniture to be replaced. And she said, well, why don't you drop off the RV on your way back through town on the way to Texas from Canada? And we were like, great. And I said, oh, and by the way, I do see some more movement and daylight at my stairs. When the compartment is open, I can see that the wall is separating away from our stairs. So do you mind looking at that? And then she replied, yes, we can add that to the order. I said, also, I have a crack forming above my door into the garage, and the door doesn't close it all the way anymore. There's screws backing out behind it and in the wall. So do you mind looking at that? And she said, great, we will look at that. So one of the main reasons we are suspecting frame issues in the back is this door frame is out of square. We added this door and we wallpapered so that it would all match, and we have this going on. You can see the door seems to be, the frame seems to be coming apart there. Something is not quite right here. And then she asked, do you have any issues with any of your outriggers? And so I rolled under the RV and I found 3 bent outriggers underneath the RV. So they decided that they would add that to the work order. And then we even threw in a couple of things that happened on our trip. So we really thought they were just going to look at stuff and didn't expect it to be much of anything. But it turned out there were major issues in this RV. One more issue that we found were 4 cracks in our cap that we requested Grand Design to fix when we brought it to their service center. This concludes the first 4 repairs that we had related to our frame failure in our 2020 Grand Design Momentum 351M. We are going to wrap this video up, so you will need to look for our next video. The next video is going to have frame repair number 5 done at the Grand Design Service Center in Indiana. You will see us drop it off, what we heard while it was there, how long it was there, and many other things, including, did this repair hold? And is this the end of our saga? You will have to stay tuned and watch our next video to find out how our story ends. Thanks for watching, and please share this video, like, subscribe, and if you can comment. If you have nothing to say, just comment K5A for Keeves 5 Adventures, because the more people we have engaging with our content, the more YouTube will put it out there. So we hope you will engage, and we hope you will watch the next video releasing very soon. Thanks for watching.